And my name is Lisa Deputy. I'm the Metro Regional Director for Minnesota Communities Caring for Children. I'd like to let you guys know that we do record these sessions and you can find them on our website. However, when we go into our individual groups or our breakout groups, we do not record those. We generally start off centering ourselves with some type of breathing exercise or small little mindfulness exercise. So today, I want to do just that. I want to take a few seconds to just, if you're sitting down, to sit up, center yourself. Put your hands where they're comfortable, generally on your thigh. And I want you to just close your eyes and breathe and just pay attention to your breath. And so again, we're only going to do it for a few seconds. So let's go ahead and get started. Thank you. So that's a good way. I know we only have a few seconds to get started, but that's a good way sometimes to get grounded. If you had a busy week or a busy day, just to sit in silence and just listen to your breath, your breathing. I'm going to do a poem this morning, reading, and it is by, and I'll also put the name in the chat once I turn it over to the next presenter, because it's hard to pronounce. And so I'll make sure I put the name in the chat. But her name is Naomi Shahab Nye, and I hope I'm pronouncing it right. And the name of the poem or the reading is Kindness. Before you know what kindness really is, you must lose things. Feel the future dissolve in a moment like a salt in a weakened broth. What you held in your hand, what you counted and carefully saved, all this must go, so you know how desolate the landscape can be between the regions of kindness. How you ride and ride, thinking the bus will never stop. The passengers eating maize and chicken will stare out the window forever. Before you learn the tender gravity of kindness, you must travel where the Indian in a white poncho lies dead by the side of the road. You must see how this could be you, how he too was someone who journeyed through the night with plans and the simple breath that kept him alive. Before you know kindness as the deepest thing inside, you must know sorrow as the other deepest thing. You must wake up with sorrow. You must speak to it till your voice catches the thread of all sorrows and you see the size of the cloth. Then it is only kindness that makes sense anymore. Only kindness that ties your shoes and sends you out into the day to mail letters and purchase bread. Only kindness that raises its head from the crowd of the world to say, it is I you have been looking for. And then goes with you everywhere like a shadow or a friend. I'm gonna now turn it over to Emily.
Thank you, Lisa. Good morning, good afternoon. My name is Emily Clary and I work for Minnesota Communities Caring for Children. And today I am going to be walking through a gratitude practice. And one thing, so I am pretty new to gratitude practice myself. And so for me, this really is a practice. And so I appreciate all of you walking alongside me as I practice this with you all. So today we're going to be doing this gratitude practice. I'm going to share my screen just for a couple of moments, just to talk a little bit about some of the benefits of gratitude practice that I have been learning about as I have prepared for this practice today. And I'm hoping everyone can see my screen. It should have a rock on there. Does everyone see that okay? All right. So I just wanted to talk through, let's see, there we go. Some of the, okay, let's start, there we go. So I just wanted to just frame this a little bit because gratitude practice can be such an important way to promote a positive mood, hope, and resilience. And as we experience these positive emotions, such as gratitude, loving kindness, and compassion, our awareness is broadened and our creativity and problem-solving capabilities begin to blossom as we do this practice. And we can become more effective in whatever we choose to do. So that's some of the benefits of it, of doing this gratitude practice. We know that our brains, just from what we know of brain science, that our brains are wired to have more of a negativity bias. So engaging in this type of practice, and there are many ways to do that, so I'll go over a couple of them today. So engaging in this practice is really a great way to retrain our brains to focus more on the positive or the good or the things that we are thankful for in this world. So again, today we'll walk through a gratitude practice. And I also just wanted to highlight that, again, gratitude practice can help light up our brain's reward pathways. They can increase our social connection and deepen some of our relationships with others as we reflect on how we're thankful for those different types of relationships. It can actually improve our physical health, including strengthening our immune system, which again is so important, especially right now. And it increases our resilience, our ability to work through some of the hard times that we're faced with and thrive in those even in those hard times. So I did want to introduce a couple of fun, this is just another fun infographic on the many ways that gratitude practice can actually enrich our lives. And so just as an infographic, again, kind of summarizing some of the things I just noted. So improving our physical health, increasing empathy, just so many different practices that have been, or benefits that have been correlated with this practice. So I did want to introduce, before we go into the practice, some family-friendly ways or activities that you can do to engage in this gratitude practice in your everyday life. One thing that I really have heard about and I'm going to start doing, again, as I begin to practice this more in a more regular way, is having a gratitude jar. And so a gratitude jar box is just any container, really, it doesn't even have to be a container, but it's just a way that you can maybe practice every day, one thing you're grateful for or thankful for. You can just write that down or draw a picture of what that might be and pop it into the jar. And then you'll have a visual representation of things, you know, every day when you're kind of feeling, oh, this is really challenging, or I'm having a hard day, you can visually see this jar sitting on a table or a counter or something and remind yourself that there are so many things to be thankful for. And I actually have acorns. I love being out in nature. I have some acorns in my jar and some lavender, so it smells good. So I even have, I'm engaging the different senses as I open my jar and put my thoughts and my gratitude reflections inside there. So again, on this page, we've got the gratitude jar, and all of these have links on how to do these activities, so you can access this after the end of today. We'll have that up on our website. We also have a gratitude flower, so just another way to visualize for those visual learners of different types of ways that you can think about gratitude. There's a gratitude tree that I thought was really cool, so you can just find a stick in the yard, an empty, kind of a bare stick, and then tape pieces of gratitude to that, and so you have another way to visualize that. And this is fun for adults and kids and youth. And also just writing a letter, a gratitude letter to someone you love and care for. There's a way, all of these have links on just different ways you can practice this gratitude. So we'll be posting that on the webpage as well. So I just wanted to introduce a couple of family-friendly gratitude activities that we'll be linking to our webpage that you can explore if you're interested in digging more into this practice. So without further ado, I'm going to pause for a moment and begin walking through the gratitude practice for today. So again, all are welcome to just join by listening and reflecting through this practice. And an alternative way for people to join, adults, youth, kids, is to, while we're walking through this practice, take a moment to draw something or someone that you're grateful for. And that's a nice way to just reflect even for 5 to 10 minutes on a person or a thing that you're grateful for. And you can do that by just drawing that out. So I'll give people a moment if they want to just grab a marker or a pen or some crayons to draw, if that's how they want to join today. And before we get started today, I just wanted to remind everyone that we do have closed captioning available if you want to join by reading the gratitude practice as we go. I also wanted to note that if for your practice it helps to see the full community of people who are here today, you can navigate to, I believe it's the top of the Zoom bar. There are a couple of ways that you can look at who's here today. So if you want to kind of feel like you're going through this practice with that sense of community by seeing everyone's faces, there's a grid button that can allow you to see everyone, and that's the gallery view. Also, if you just want to see the speaker view, you can click that as well. So just a reminder that there are a couple of different ways that you can join the practice, whatever makes the most sense for you and what you need for your practice today. All right. So our practice today is adapted from a guided meditation that was created by Dr. Kathy Kemper, who is the executive director at the Ohio State University College of Medicine's Center for Integrative Health and Wellness. And we will be posting the original guided gratitude practice on our Practicing Resilience webpage, along with the slides and activities I shared today. So to begin, please find a safe and quiet place with minimal distractions. I invite you to either sit upright in a comfortable position, a stable position where you feel fully supported and your back, neck, and head are straight. You can also lie down on your back in a comfortable place with some support under your knees. Make sure that you'll be warm enough. You might want to get a sweater or blanket if the room is cool, and you can loosen any restrictive clothing that might prevent you from breathing comfortably. So just take a moment to get comfortable. Allow your eyes to gently close, or you can maintain a soft focus in front of you. Take a slow, deep breath to bring yourself to the present moment and begin the process of feeling more peaceful and centered. Breathe into the belly so it expands as you breathe in and gets smaller as you breathe out. So take a few breaths in that way. Now take a minute or two to mentally scan your body for any areas where there is tightness, tension, or soreness. And breathe your warm, oxygen-filled breath into that area. As you breathe out, let the tension release, breathing it out. Now, notice any worries, fear, anger, irritation, jealousy, or judgment that come to mind. Just breathe into those emotions, noting them, and allowing them to flow out as you breathe out. Another breath into any uncomfortable emotions and breathing them out and releasing them. And now any thoughts of memories or plans or to-dos on your to-do list and anything other than being here right now. Just breathe into those thoughts, and as you breathe out, allow the thoughts to flow out with your breath. Now that our bodies, emotions, and thoughts are just a little bit clearer, a bit more spacious and open, we can begin to focus on the events, experiences, people, pets, or things for which we are grateful. First, take a moment to appreciate the gift of life itself, of your heartbeat, steady, regular, moment after moment, pumping fresh, life-giving blood into all of your organs. Now think about all of the things we have today that make our lives easier and more comfortable than they were for our ancestors. For example, we flip a switch and light appears now. We turn a tap and clean, drinkable water flows through. We adjust a thermostat and a room grows warmer or cooler. Many of us have a roof to keep us dry when it rains, walls to keep out the cold wind, windows to let in light. We enter a vehicle and it takes us where we want to go. We have access to machines that wash our clothes, and we have clothes to wear and places to store them. And there are machines that store our food at just the right temperature. And many, many more things. Now take a moment to reflect on all the thousands of people who have worked so hard, some without knowing you at all, to make your life easier and more pleasant. The people who plant, grow, and harvest your food. Those who transport that food to the market and the grocery store. The people who make the roads and railways easier for the transport of our food and for us to get around and travel to our loved ones in other times. The people who maintain those vehicles and drivers and loaders and unloaders. Those who take the time to design the store and the grocery store, the shelves, the packaging that keeps the food safe and allows you to find what you need. Our postal service and those who sort our mail and deliver it so we can stay connected in these times. Those who maintain the servers so we can get and send email and access the internet to be here together today. Those who design operations and systems for gathering, sorting, and disposing the trash and recycling. Those who are working hard to keep us safe and healthy in our clinics and hospitals, and to keep those places and all of the places we go clean. Those who gather news stories and photos and create many ways for us to access the news. And those who create art, music, plays, poems, films, and ways to entertain us and uplift us. And many of those are people we've never met or barely know. And now consider the people and pets who you know who enrich your life, those who smile at you and cheer you on, those family, friends, acquaintances, colleagues, and peers, those ancestors who worked so you could live well, those friends who support you when you need to talk and play. Now take a moment to reflect on your own reasons for feeling grateful in this very moment. I'll give you a couple of minutes to do that. So whatever emerges at this moment. If you've identified a few things that you're grateful for, just take another 30 seconds to just kind of sit in that and hold that in your heart. There is so much to feel grateful for in this moment now. Gratitude fills our hearts and our minds, uplifting our spirits. As we close, notice the feeling of your body and the breath in this place. Rest quietly and notice how you feel throughout your body, your emotions and thoughts, compared to with how you were feeling before we started. No, not judging, just noticing. Take a moment to gently stretch your arms and hands, feet, and legs. If you choose to stand, do so slowly. With practice, you can find yourself feeling grateful easily wherever you are. You may choose to keep a journal, noting 3 to 5 things each day for which you feel particularly grateful. Perhaps popping ideas into a jar every so often, just to give yourself a way to visualize something you're grateful for. You can draw on the strength of this gratitude whenever or wherever you wish. Thank you so much for joining me today as I practice and we all practice gratitude. Thank you again.
We will go into breakout rooms now, and I think a great topic of conversation today would be to share what you're grateful for. So I will put you all into rooms for about 5 or 6 minutes today. Here we go. We should have everybody back in 15 seconds, Lisa.